from Saariselkä in Finnish Lapland. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lottie. I'm an author from Finland, and my upcoming middle grade book, Lumi and the Wolf, is set right here in Finnish Lapland in the middle of winter. And that's why I'm here now, to experience it for myself. I couldn't be happier. Like every day, Mum and I decided to go cross-country skiing again, even though the temperatures had plummeted. In the morning, it was minus 32 degrees and minus 26 during the day, which honestly is nearly too cold to be outside. My cheeks froze, my fingers froze, and my skis kept sticking to the snow. They didn't slide as well as they normally do. But for me, a day spent inside is a day wasted, and I am so glad we went outside. You will soon see why. We just had to layer up really well. I was wearing 2 layers of thermals and 1 layer of wool underneath my outdoor clothes. And it's also very lucky that there are lots of adorable little cafes all along the skiing trails where you can go and get yourself a hot drink. And then there are the hundreds of wilderness huts and open shelters where you can make a fire, warm yourself up, or even rest overnight for free. This is what the open shelters look like. They are called revolve in Finnish, and they are all stacked with firewood for your use. Mum and I really struggled with cold fingers today, even though we were wearing multiple layers of mittens. You can't wear gloves that separate your fingers because when it's this cold, your body reduces its blood flow to your extremities to retain your core temperature. And that's also the reason why I barely filmed outside. It was simply too cold and too risky to take my hands out of my mittens. Can you see my breath? And I'm inside now. But the weather forecast did warn us. It said that it would be minus 26 degrees, but it would feel like minus 35. We made it to a day hut with a fireplace. There are wilderness huts for night stay, overnight stay, and then these day huts where you can't sleep. And we are frying sausages. And there are Siberian Jays outside, which I'm going to feed in a minute. Now I'm doing exactly what Lumi and Oscar do. Eat a fried sausage in the midst of the Lappish wilderness. Here I was stupid enough to not be wearing mittens. I can tell you my fingers hurt so much after. And then this little friend joined me. I can't even begin to express how excited I was. This is a Siberian Jay, like the one Lumi saves. A Siberian Jay is a beautiful bird that lives in North Eurasian forests, and it has these beautiful rusty orange or cinnamon coloured feathers. We call it kuukkeli in Finnish. And Siberian Jays are known to be very curious, brave and smart. They can recognise and remember people. It sat down on my camera. Let me read you a passage about Siberian Jays from my book. Oscar notices me watching the bird. That's a kuukkeli, a Siberian Jay, he says. We Sami believe that the Siberian Jay works with the forest spirit. If it sees a hunter, it misleads him to save the other woodland creatures. That's true, Uncle Nico chimes in. For hunters, encountering a Siberian Jay is the worst possible omen. It means that the forest spirit is vigilant and won't allow hunting. If the hunter doesn't immediately turn around and go home, something unfortunate will happen to him. He might break his leg. I look down at Wolf. Did you hear that? No hunters here, I say. Only you and your pack. Siberian Jays always stay with their families too, Oscar adds, just as a chorus of whistles rises from the trees beyond. Did you know that this is what happens to your hair when it's minus 20 degrees outside? This is something I describe in my book as well, but I think you have to see it to believe it. And then we had our final incredible wildlife encounter. 3 reindeer joined us on the skiing tracks. As you can see, the snow is really deep, so of course it's easier for them to follow man-made trails. And as I said previously, reindeer roam free for the majority of the year, and now my mum and I were lucky enough to roam with them. We shared the same trail for about half an hour, and even though we made sure to keep a distance, it was the most magical experience. This trip has reminded me how special winter is and how lucky we are to share the world with such incredible wildlife. That's why it's so important that we take care of our planet together so future winters can stay just as magical.